Bad boys, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you gonna do, what you gonna do.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, or whenever you're listening to this podcast, you are tuned into the Kramer Jackman Show. Yes, the only kicker in the league that has a podcast show. How about you get it on my level there, Mark Mello? Maybe you can at least host something and someday get a little bit better. But that's a different story for a different topic. Today I am joined by the Denver Nightwings, of course. I wouldn't say we're the bad boys of the SFL, but we are the top team there with our record of 12-1, I believe, 11-1. I don't know. I just know we only lost one, which we shouldn't have, against Alaska. That's all that matters. I am joined by the grand creator of the Denver Nightwings, Mr. Jeremy Vega. Yes, I actually gave him a proper title when he comes into this. Then we're also followed by one of the tippiest players, person who is a little sneaky good on the defense side. That is Lee Adama. And then we have the wisest man of them all, the guy who backs up my man Mike Shawchuk, Adam Wiseman. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, doing good. I just turned on 11 Sports, and our game against Las Vegas is on.
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, that's not perfect. It wasn't a perfect game, but our defense is perfect.
Hey, we clinched.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, we did. Yeah, W's a W.
So we clinched the playoffs, 3 weeks ago? Not even that. 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks. I think we clinched the playoffs in week 1. But yeah, we have our pretty much our daddy, Jeremy Vega. Well, his daddy is BJ Armstrong. But what were your thoughts going into the season, Jeremy, and understanding that we're actually the number 1 team this year?
I mean, going into the season, I knew we were going to be really good, but I didn't know we were going to be 11 seconds from an undefeated season.
So you had high hopes for us, but not this much high hopes.
I mean, I knew we were going to be one of the teams. Can't leave it. I mean, maybe I could have guessed that we'd get the number 1 seed.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Jeremy, but you sound like a robot right now. Does he sound like you guys?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yep.
Just to let you guys know a little bit of what's going on. Jeremy's at the grocery store, stocking up the Denver Nightwings clubhouse. So he's trying to get the best stuff here, as we have our special brownies being made, I believe, tonight or tomorrow night. So if he sounds like a robot throughout this, that's what's going on.
Cool.
It'll almost be over.
Did we just break news that Jeremy's an actual robot, and that's why we're 12-1 on the season?
That actually makes a little more sense. So Jeremy, since you are a robot, what are you getting out of the store? I mean, this is more interesting right now, I think.
Can you hear me?
Are you? I can hear you. Are you actually getting some brownie mix?
No. Well, I actually am walking right past brownies, which is funny, but no, just getting a few things and then getting out of here.
Okay, good. So you weren't shocked, but you were surprised at how well we've done, and I am shocked and I am very surprised of the players that have stepped up the most when they're not even not even contract players on the team, such as Adam, and same with you, Lee. What were you guys' take on joining the Nightwings and joining and filling in a role on the defensive side? You can start off with Lee.
I was definitely excited to do it because you and Jeremy were the first guys I pretty much talked to when I first got into the SFL. So I was pretty much set from the beginning to be on this team, no matter what. I actually turned down 2 or 3 teams waiting to get on when you guys signed Adam the week before me. But it's been great. The defense is. I love being a part of it, even as a nickelback, because I can still get in there and make plays, because pretty much everyone runs 3-4 wide receivers half the time anyway. So I'm loving it, man.
Adam?
Yeah, Denver was on a short list when they announced the rookie signings for me, And I had like 3 or 4 teams I was looking at, and you guys contacted me, and it just seemed like a perfect fit from there. And I honestly couldn't be happier with how the season's gone. And looking forward to Wednesday and whoever we get and kicking their ass again.
Oh hell yeah. Since you guys stepped up, but I was cutting highlights last night of it wasn't Las Vegas game, it was the Pharaohs game, and Lee, you had what? And you had like a great defensive day. Oh, look at you! I can see video of what Jeremy's doing right now. But yeah, I was cutting video of that. And what, Adam, your first game in, you had 3 tackles for a loss, and you were unstoppable. It seems like you guys filled that role perfectly on just helping us out.
Yeah, I had three tackles, 2 for a loss. I think it was all in one series in the third quarter, which is just insane. But yeah, that was my first introduction in the SFL, and to get your own graphic your first game is pretty cool.
But we guys,
yeah,
go for it.
Oh, I was going to say, I think you were talking about the game. Was you talking about the game where they had the pick at the end and then the last minute, and then
yes.
Yeah, that was like the shining moment of the season for me, because I actually got to contribute at a crucial time, which I was always worried about not fucking up, getting burnt or something. But yeah, I really came in at the crucial time and made a play to help the team get the W, and that's what it's all about, man.
So, Jeremy, when you, we've talked through all this as you're combing through the aisles of whatever grocery store you're at. Were these the type of players? You could say yes or no to them. Were these the type of players that at the beginning you see these guys in the introductions? Is these guys you wanted?
Yeah, definitely. What we want is to find guys that's going to gel with our people in the locker room that's on the team, and these guys have been really fun to get to know and have on the team and get to talk to in person. Well, I guess this is as close in person as it gets, but no, they're everyone we've signed has been really great.
And I know for a fact that I wanted. There's nothing bad about this, but when I noticed that, Lee, you were a Raiders fan, I was like, okay, we have to get this guy in Denver.
Oh yeah, that was like that. I knew it was going to be good when the first guy I talked to was a Raiders fan. I was like, this is going to work out just fine.
That's exactly what happened to me with BJ. That's exactly what happened. So anytime I'm sorry, Jeremy. I know you're a Packers fan, but if we end up having most of the guys in Denver as Raiders fans, we're gonna have to gel with it. Okay.
We're gonna see the Packers later on this year.
That is true.
And lose.
Oh gosh, I don't know about that. Adam, you're a Colts fan, right?
Yeah, and you guys kicked our ass a couple weeks ago, so I'm not. That's why I'm being quiet over here.
I'm just happy you guys beat the Chiefs. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Miracles, I guess, happen sometimes.
But what was your guys' because I never really asked you guys this. What was your guys' first impression on the league? Besides you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So my first game that I saw was, I believe, the season 11 championship, the Tallahassee Alaska game, which I believe that was Alaska going undefeated to finish the year, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure, actually. Jeremy might know.
But yeah. So I caught it on the Twitch front page, and then kind of forgot about the league until you guys started up on 11 Sports again. Saw it and was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this." And this seems really cool. I always do the creative player stuff and Madden or NCAA football, all that stuff. So I was like, "Hey, I'll see what this is all about." And so far, it's been an awesome experience.
Yeah, I was looking for preseason highlights from the Raiders' first or second preseason game, and I was just flipping through the cable guide and saw football. So I was like, hey, maybe it's a replay or some shit. And then and I seen it was a video game. I was like, what the hell is this? So I just started watching. I see the commentary and how everything was pretty much like a real league. So I was like, man, I gotta be a part of this, because I've always been a simulation football guy. I used to play head coach, and when I play Madden and all that shit, I love getting my own league and drafting players. So I was like, this is the the perfect thing for me to do. I can't believe I never heard of it up until now. I would have joined like years ago.
So did you guys ever watch 11 Sports like at all? Like, did you guys even know
Ne-
what it was, or it was just like something else on your
Never
guys'?
even knew what it was. I just was flipping through the channels and just seeing like football in the bar. So I thought it was like NFL, like a replay, because like my NFL network and 11 Sports is like almost right next to each other.
Oh,
So I was like, yeah. So I thought it was like just a replay. So I clicked on it. And it was the SFL. I was like, fuck, I gotta get into this.
Yeah,
And
so I'm a soccer fan, and the owner of 11 Sports actually owns Leeds United, which I'm a huge fan of. So that's how I kind of knew about 11 Sports and know more of their international stuff because of him. But yeah, I've been watching the here off and on because they had soccer on, they've had rugby on prior to this, and I saw football on 11 Sports. I was like, oh, what's this? And then I saw it was the SFL. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that league. And yeah, so I actually, I guess I could say like I was an actual viewer of 11 Sports prior to the SFL being on there.
Mm-hmm. So with you guys, and as a Denver Nightwing, how far do you think we'll go in the playoffs? This is an honest question.
championship game at least. Seriously, our resilience just is unbelievable. Especially even in the last game, there was no reason we should have won that game, but we just like kept banging and banging and banging, just waiting for that opportunity, and then when it came, we got it.
Yeah, speaking of that, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now, speaking of that last game, Jeremy, what the hell were you smoking on the sideline?
Well, look, there was like 4 of those passes were just tipped balls that got picked, so it really sucked because it's just, I mean, I've never coached a game where the quarterback threw 6 interceptions. I was honestly like flabbergasted. And
I
like
thought it was
Lee
a
said,
glitch.
like, yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, crazy enough, I found out that Alaska's quarterback, all in week 13, Alaska's quarterback threw 6 picks as well. And then the Sioux Falls Chicago game, I think there was like 7 interceptions between the two QBs. So week 13 was just interception week, I guess. But like Lee said, there's no reason we should have won that game. But I mean, when you have the number 1 defense in the league that just, holds opponents to 17 points a game, I mean, we're really good on defense, and they back us up when we kind of stutter on offense. So it's nice.
Well, and like you said, Kramer, that what was Jeremy smoking on the sideline? Well, what was he? He also does our defense too, and clearly our game plan on defense was amazing this week. So, yeah, as far as the rest of the season goes, this playoffs is going to be insane. But I don't see any reason why we can't win it all. We're clearly, in my eyes, the best team in the league by far. I mean, I don't see how anybody can beat us just simply because we've shown we can beat anybody any week, no matter how bad we're playing on offense or how bad we're playing on defense. The other side of the ball always picks up each other. So,
Yeah.
I agree with Lee. Championship game at the absolute least, but I think this is our year.
I hope this is our year, to be honest, because I thought last year we were that little underdog team. We started off 7-0. And then we didn't limp into the playoffs. I think we lost 3 or 4 games last year, Jeremy.
We started 7-0, then we lost 2 in a row, and then we won 2 in a row, and we lost our week 13 game
right.
by a yard.
Yeah, I remember that. That was bullshit.
But yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree with. I mean, we've won 10 in a row. We find ways to win no matter what's going on in the game. And the best part is we have home field advantage, and we're 13-1 in our last 14 home games, which is absolutely crazy.
And it's like then we have the home game. We will host if we're still in that. We're gonna see our championship game in Denver. And
Will this be the first appearance for the team in the championship if we get there, or? Because I'm not too.
We were there last year and we lost to Alaska.
Oh, they lost in the champion. Okay.
Yep. So this is the year we are going to make it to the championship and win. And I don't know who it's going to be, but I feel bad for whoever it's going to be. because I feel like our defense is way too damn good. It's going to be a low-scoring game for them.
Yeah,
Unless we give up those big plays, like for some reason we kept doing towards the end of the season. But hey, we still won. That's all that matters.
it's just those couple running backs. Was it Redford and what was it, Streeter?
Oh, didn't Redford almost give like 300 yards?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He had those 2 long ass runs, and then there was Streeter. Streeter had like 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it was like an off game for Streeter. Like that's holding Streeter to like that's holding Streeter down basically. Is 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Logan Jack had that long run against us for New Orleans. Was the other one, but then they couldn't do anything in the passing game with him.
Hey, it's like if one thing doesn't work for our defense, the one other will step up. It seems like so. Like say the running game is. I mean, if running a game is good to have, but a throwing attack right now in the SFL is probably the most dominant thing. If we can shut down the air control, I mean, all we gotta do is stop the run, and we can easily do that.
Yeah, I mean, our safeties are phenomenal. So I mean, it's hard for anybody to really get deep on us more than maybe once a game, twice at the most.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't know, we've allowed the second, and it's just by a few yards, passing yards per game in the league, and we've allowed the fewest passing touchdowns in the league, and we have the number 1 defense. So really our weakness is just kind of the run, and if it wasn't for the Redford, Streeter, and Jack thing near the end, I mean, you really wouldn't even be able to tell that our weakness was the running game, and I think that we corrected that in week 13 because look what Redford did, basically nothing. So.
Yeah, that was a beautiful game plan. He did, what did he get, like 40, 50 yards maybe at the most, something like that?
I didn't see the stats for him, but I know he didn't break anything big on us, and we definitely corrected our running woes. And in the playoffs, if a team wants to go run heavy against us, they can go ahead because we're going to shut it down, and we're going to score points, and they're just going to fall behind, and it's going to ruin their own game plan. So, and they're going to have to come at us both ways, and thankfully, we've corrected the ground game issues, and we don't really give up a lot through the air. So, I mean, that's the players on defense, man. They're just the best.
Hey, Jeremy, I didn't ask you this, but every once in a while you record yourself while you're watching one of the SFL games, and you probably didn't do it against the last game against Las Vegas, but what was your how mad were you during that game? Because I know how you get into the game, really into it. I know you do. How was your what would you call it? How were you acting?
For the Week 13 Vegas game?
Yeah, Vegas game.
Well, I've been working overnight, 6 p.m. to like 1 a.m. this week, and I was sitting in an office at work watching the game, so I had to temper my reactions, and I had to really keep it on the down low. But I mean, 6 interceptions, man. I just kept shaking my head and was just like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And I was just like, how can everything go against us? But thankfully, the defense just bailed us out over and over and over. And for the second straight week, when we tried to run out the clock, Jared just broke off a big touchdown and sealed the game for us. So it was great. But yeah, I had to keep my reaction level to a minimum.
I can only imagine when it was the 6th interception. You were like, it's probably, I don't know if you sit or stand. You're like, oh come on, what the fuck's going on out here? And then like people just look at you, and it's like, what the hell's going on with Jeremy? Past whatever he's having right now. But yeah, we have that coming up. Well, our next game is Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Or is it? The playoff game's on Wednesdays? Yeah,
our playoff game is Wednesday, October 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
And that's our game, or is that the wild card game?
No, it's our game. Wild card games are this Saturday night.
So we will take on either Houston or who are they playing?
Houston, Tulsa, or Atlanta are the only teams we can play because Chicago's the 7th seed.
Oh, that's right. Pretty much Chicago. So between those teams, who should we play? Who do we want to play? Because I wouldn't mind Houston.
You guys answer this one. I'm curious as to what you guys are thinking.
See, I'll go for mine. I want Houston because I want to kick that field goal against Eddie again before he's out. And I want to rub in his face like, hey Eddie, you can't block this. Tom Rahman couldn't in his defense or whatever you want to call it. He couldn't block this. Love you, Tom.
I'd like to see Tulsa. I haven't really seen Atlanta. I think I caught like one half of one of their games, so I haven't really watched too much film on them. But I would say Tulsa.
Tulsa scares me probably the least out of those three teams. I think we're going to be seeing Houston. They've just been incredible at the end of the year.
They destroyed Alaska, didn't they? No, they destroyed somebody their last game of the season, didn't they?
Yeah, it was Alaska.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been so good at the end of the year. They're going to be tough. I mean, I still think we come out on top, but yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see Houston. But yeah, Atlanta scares me a little bit with BDG, with Hollywood back there. But yeah, I think we're seeing Houston on Wednesday.
Probably.
All right, Jeremy. Who do you want, or can you even answer this question?
I can answer. So I think Tulsa. I agree that Tulsa, and apparently the whole SFL does, that Tulsa is like the least picked team and the least team you would worry about right now. If we played them, we would beat them. We already beat them at home handedly. Funny enough, their running back ran 16 times for 11 yards.
Oh, that's right.
Just an interesting stat, yeah. So I don't think we're going to see Tulsa. If Chicago beats Houston, then we would get Atlanta. Atlanta's interesting because we've never played Atlanta, so it'd be a pretty awesome stage for a first time fight. And yeah, they're dangerous offensively. I mean, their defense isn't really good. They're ranked near the bottom, but offensively, they put up passing yards, rushing yards, points. They're pretty good. So that'd be a pretty good matchup to see. And then if we got Houston, if they beat Chicago, they wouldn't be bad. But if I had to guess, I'm thinking we're going to get Atlanta. So I think Chicago's going to beat Houston this time, and then Atlanta's going to beat Tulsa.
Atlanta does scare me, to be honest. Like, because I mean, we never played them. It seems like every single time I watch their games, they win. So that's a little toss up right there. Hey, Jeremy, are you still at the grocery store right now? I take that as a no. Yes.
Sorry, no. I just got home.
All right, sweet. I'm glad you're back safely.
Thanks, man.
So off topic. What now? Wise of the move away from the SFL stuff. We really don't know you guys that well. Well, I mean, I know Jeremy well. We've had lunch before. It was a damn good lunch too. From now I recall, because I've had other barbecue places here in Kansas City, and that was probably the best one. And yeah, I know you don't like barbecue, Jeremy, but still. But Lee, Adam, we don't really know you that well. I mean, this is the first time talking. So, like, I'll ask you some questions, and you tell me, like, what you like. So, I obviously know that you guys one's a Raiders fan, one's a Colts fan. If there was another sport besides football that you enjoy watching, what would it be?
I would say I used to like the NBA, but I don't watch as much as I used to. Maybe, I guess if you would say UFC, if you could consider that a sport, like a mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts. Yeah. So probably that, and then probably wrestling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm a big soccer fan, so I like watching soccer. And then growing up in Indiana, really college basketball and high school basketball is king here more than the NBA. So huge college basketball fan with Indiana basketball. So those would be my two sports.
So are you a Hoosiers fan?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to school there.
Oh wow, nice.
Grew up having no choice but to go to school at Indiana. So my father was an IU fan. So
I'm a Michigan fan. Go blue, baby. Anytime we
yeah,
anytime we
hopefully,
played you guys in basketball, I was always nervous.
I have
yeah,
no allegiance when it comes to college sports. I just like watching the games. I don't really follow a specific team. I just like watching, a good competitive.
So you said you liked wrestling, Lee. I'll let you guys know this. I make my
yeah,
dark match debut
out
in
Michigan.
November.
Really?
Yep, make my dark match debut at my company in November. It's gonna be fun.
Where are you working?
It's a thing called KCXW. It's here in Kansas City. So we have shows every month. So yeah.
You be on YouTube?
It might be, but since it's a dark match, they're not recording it,
Oh, got you, got
which
you,
sucks.
got you. Yeah.
But I'll have someone with a phone there, so I'll let you guys see it.
But it comes on TV though there locally. Like I guess if it's a dark match, right?
I don't think so. We don't have a TV deal yet, but they're trying to like get the
Uh,
streaming providers up.
uh,
Which I mean, Twitch is probably the easiest one to do it with our YouTube. So at
yeah.
some point,
Is your girlfriend going?
of course.
Tell her to record it,
Oh no, she will.
and then you put it on YouTube.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. That's actually smart. I'll actually put it on my channel.
Yeah, I like to check it out.
Sorry for interrupting you, Adam. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying we've had some knockout dragouts with Michigan in the past
Oh yeah,
with IU basketball. So
I freaking hate Cody Zeller so much. And Oladipo.
yeah, we love Oladipo here in Indiana now that he's with the Pacers too.
Oh, that's right. That's
Just
right.
kind of it's a perfect fit for him to be a Pacer. Even though he's from Maryland, he is a Hoosier now. We've accepted him as one of our own. So
That's good. What's you guys' favorite dish of food or anything? What's your favorite food?
Go ahead, Adam. It's going to take me a second to.
yeah,
I like so much shit.
If there
yeah,
was one
I'm
thing,
the same way.
if there was one thing you could be stranded on an island with to eat, what would it be? That might be easier. The first thing that comes to your head. Mine's always pizza.
Yeah, I mean that's
I
kind of
was
where
gonna
I'm
say
going with
that,
it.
but I was trying to come with something a little more off the beaten path.
What are you guys gonna say?
I'll go-
filet mignon. I'll have some of that.
I'll go bratwurst. There we go.
Ooh.
That'll be.
Oh, that's good.
I
I
like to
eat
say
brats like 3 times a week.
You do like
I
that
haven't-
sausage, don't you?
I have them
Duh.
at least once a week from work. So
No,
I guess I would have to say maybe some like fettuccine alfredo with grilled chicken. Like I love
Okay.
Italian food.
Italian
love,
food's where
like-
it's at.
Yeah.
So what's the bratwurst? What type of brats though? Because I always go with stadium brats because my girlfriend hates the look of it because it looks like gross meat to her, but it tastes so damn good.
yeah, Johnsonville's is my brand of choice.
Now it doesn't matter what type of brat it is for Jeremy. He'll eat anything.
I like beer brats. I don't like cheese brats though. I like regular brats, beer brats, but just not cheese brats.
Have you ever had the jalapeno cheddar?
I don't think so.
Gosh, those things are good.
I also like my brats with just mustard on them. I don't really like sauerkraut and relish and all that.
I think I might be the only person who puts barbecue sauce on their brats. Is that unheard of? I don't put ketchup on anything unless it's fries.
Yeah, definitely not ketchup.
Yeah,
Maybe if I'm cooking them on the grill, I'd do a little barbecue sauce. But besides that, probably not.
What was another question?
Think
I can ask
we-
you guys.
Oh, there he is.
What type of question should I ask him, Jeremy? Do you have anything you want to ask him? How we get to know these guys?
Make up something for 2 more minutes.
All right, make up something for 2 more minutes. All right, so I work in radio. I can do that easily. So, gosh, I don't think I can do it easily now. My mind's not even thinking. So you guys, I think I don't know if we even got to this point yet. I'm 22 years old. I don't know if you guys want to disclose how old you are. Know that Adam went to Indiana. Where do you go to school at? If you're in high school, don't say it. Because I don't know how old you are, Lee. But if you went to like any
Nah,
type
I'm
of
definitely
college,
not high. Yeah. I went to Delaware State. I got a degree in TV production.
oh, badass.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do for a living?
Well, I was. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I work in a hotel. So I'm a front desk supervisor in a hotel
Nice.
right now, working my way up. So
Hey, that's good.
I was working overseas with Royal Caribbean, but right now I'm doing a cell phone repair technician, trying to get back into broadcasting. But there's not that many opportunities where I live. Like in Delaware, it's only maybe like 2 or 3, 4 TV stations.
So you being in Delaware, how the hell did you become a Raiders fan?
I don't know, man. I was like, when I was like getting into football, like the Raiders game was like the first thing I saw that just like captivated me. And I was like a little kid. I'm loyal like that. So like, once I find like my team, like I stick with them forever. I've never been anything other but a Raiders fan. That's all I know.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah,
pretty much how I was.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm from Eagles country, so like,
Yeah.
and it's weird because like my dad is all like Philly sports, and then my mom is like from DC, but she's a Dallas fan. So I guess that's why they got divorced. But
Oh, damn.
go figure. But yeah, like I'm all over the place on sports. I don't even like the only Philly team I even like is the Fly.
No, so you like hockey?
I used to watch it a little bit, but I'm not really like, I couldn't tell you like who's on what team and who's leading the league and blah blah. But if it's on and there's nothing else in it, I'll check it out. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, go St. Louis Blues.
yeah, growing up in Indiana, we don't have I went to a bunch of my high school had a hockey team. We used to go to their games because it wasn't sanctioned through the state or the school, so we could get away with a lot more things at our hockey games. But yeah,
I know what that means.
Yeah. So but we don't have a hockey team here, so we're not huge hockey fans in Indiana.
You good, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do I sound better?
Holy shit, you sound amazing. Let me turn you down now because nope, you're perfect.
Yeah, I switched to my computer now that I'm home.
Good.
Was I sounding like a robot the entire time?
No, just the first question I asked you, and you were like,
Okay. Okay. Anyways, do I have questions for these guys? Not particularly, but I can make up some questions.
It's always good.
So to both of you, and I guess Adam can start it. What kind how's your experience been in the league and on the team? And is there anything as far as our team goes that I personally can do better? You can be honest.
Yeah, no, I think the Denver locker room, where I think we're pretty good. I mean, we're a good group of guys. We all get along. I don't think there's anything you can do different, Jeremy, because you're very engaging. You're very. I mean, you're one of the more engaging owners in the SFL community. So I feel like that's a huge plus for Denver in and of itself. And as far as the whole SFL, I mean, there hasn't been any bad interactions for me with anybody in the league so far. So.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I would have to second that. I mean, the locker room is pretty much the best experience I could imagine. Anything you could do differently? I haven't been in the league long enough to really know all the ins and outs, but from what I can see, I can't really say anything bad.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. Thank you very much.
We're not.
We just skip Kramer.
As what Justin Jones said, this is not San Francisco, and I agree that. I will third, second, fourth, fifth, and whatever all that numbers. This is the. I mean, there's no way. There's no other team I'd be with. Seriously, Jeremy. I even told you that. I congratulate you for putting up with all my shit that I do.
No, man. I mean, you can stay as long as you want. I mean, you contribute to the team
As long as you're
almost
here,
as much
then
as
I'm there.
anyone else. So.
Whenever you leave, Jeremy, I'm leaving. That's how this rolls.
Hey, I'm only selling my team for $50,000, and if we make the championship game, it's going to $100,000. So it's the only way I'm leaving.
Yeah, I was wondering if that number would go up with a championship or not.
Oh, if we win the championship, it's $250 then. It's only gonna get bigger too. So $50,000 is a steal right now.
Hey, I think there's a former owner out there that might have that money to spend now.
Yeah, true that.
Watch at some point, like say the SFL gets so big, then Jerry Jones is like, "What's this SFL thing? I'll buy it." Well, apparently
That
now
would be
we're owned by
crazy.
Jerry Jones.
That would suck, but that'd be crazy too.
That'd be crazy.
So, did you guys hear about the big moves the league is going to be making next season? Did you guys read that article they dropped?
Yes, I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some of the stuff's easy to get lost in like the mix of the SFL.
So what's something that could get lost? Well, from that thing, what was your take on it, Jeremy?
Well, the biggest thing is I'm surprised that the league was just like, goodbye San Francisco. I mean, they listed the reasons as to why, and those are all legit reasons. And as if you're an owner in this league, it's starting to well, I'll get to that in a second. But that's my biggest surprise is they just kind of told the Sharks, goodbye. But I back any decision that the league makes because it seemed based off what the article said that it was the right move. I am surprised that they're not going to fill that spot for next season. Bring in a new team and keep us at 21. I haven't really got an answer for that. So that's kind of really surprising. And then I'm excited for the summer season. We're going to have 2 new teams, and that should be pretty awesome. I know our very own Preston is interested in owning a team, so I'm going to be working with him to try to put him in a position to apply and have a good shot at getting his own team when the time comes in March. But yeah, if anyone is interested, if they're listening and they're interested in owning a team, you're no longer can look at the SFL as like, hey, this is a fun hobby, I want to own a team. You got to look at it as like an investment now because we're becoming such an actual business that owners need to treat their teams as if it's their own business, and that's kind of how I run my team. And if you're going to apply for one of those 2 expansion spots, then you really got to look at it as more of an investment of your time and money and a business more than just like some fun hobby you're going to do in the SFL because you think it's cool. So that's my advice to anyone going out for one of those 2 expansion teams in March.
What I wish that they would hit on a little bit was more the draft, because I think there's over 175 people I think that are trying to join. That's like what? That's gonna be like 5 rounds of the actual draft. Well, there's like 280 something that go in the NFL draft, and that's 8 rounds. Well, no, 7 rounds. My bad.
I think based on the numbers I got last, we're kind of predicting there to be anywhere from 80 to 100 actual people who actually will be around and want to get drafted. Because, I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of people who've done a check-in, but there's also been a lot of people who have missed a lot of check-ins because they kind of disappeared or aren't paying attention. And my guess is the rosters are going to expand anywhere from 3 stars to 5 stars. And a lot of those, if we go to 5 stars, that's 100 rookies we can draft right there. And we're kind of at the point where as the regular season wrapped up and we're entering the playoffs, we're kind of thinking and projecting the rookie count to be somewhere between 80 and 100 guys who are actually ready to make an impact in the league. So, but even that, that's 4 or 5 rounds. Which is crazy.
That's gonna be brutal. Yeah,
and then the first round is going to be on television, live at 11 Sports live at For the Fans headquarters. I don't know if you guys heard about that. They changed their name.
For the fans. So that's Cam's place.
What do you mean?
Where's the headquarters at for the fans?
Connecticut?
Is it?
I don't know. I really have no idea. That's what I was
For some
told,
reason,
I
I
think.
thought it was Cam's basement.
No, most of this is run in his place. All of it is actually, but no, that should be cool. First round live on television.
So
I know.
So the For the fans place, was that 11 sports area? I'm guessing. I don't know.
I think.
I have too many questions and I do not have many answers.
Yeah. General Track can maybe help. I'm not.
I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'll ask a little later.
But anyways, yeah, and I know Josh Vasquez wants to go to the draft and represent our team, which would be pretty awesome.
That'd be badass.
Yeah, we didn't participate in the draft last season, and I'm looking forward to getting a few draft picks this season in because it's a lot of fun.
Jeremy, quick question for you. It's a
What's
trivia
up?
question. Who's the last Nightwing you drafted?
Kramer Jackman.
Good answer.
I could tell you every player that's played for this team.
All right. Do it.
You want me to?
Yeah. Call your shot. You gotta take it.
There's only one guy I can't remember.
Gosh, you just wait. You just said you knew everybody that has played on this team, and then now you're saying there's one guy I can't remember.
I can never remember his name. He's not even in the league anymore, which sucks.
That's what happens.
But I can name them all if you really want me to.
I'm still
I can do it
pissed
real
at
quick.
Marty for not coming on his retirement podcast.
Marty McCree, yeah, what a guy.
What a guy! What a guy!
Nobody liked him, but he was our enforcer, I
Yeah,
guess
he
you could
was.
say.
Yeah, he was. All right, go for it.
Our first season, we had Josh, Jared, Giacomo, Logan Keel, Ken McCarro, who was a wide receiver. He was our second draft pick in franchise history. Then we had Bailey Baca, Rahman Jr. at linebacker, BJ Armstrong, my owner player as corner, Nicholas Warner at safety, and then at free safety is that guy that I just can never remember his name, who's not in the league. And then last season, we had Josh, Jared, Hiapo, Logan, Giacomo, Bailey, Mike, BJ, Matthew Lee, Nicholas Warner, and Marty McCree. And then this season,
Oh, you
We
skipped
got-
me, you dick.
no, I didn't. We got Kramer Jackman.
You skipped me. I was in the same draft class with Hiapo.
Shit.
Hey, you
Yeah, we
dick.
drafted Hiapo 4th overall, and we picked Kramer at some point in the draft.
Thanks.
And then this season we have the OG team. So
You can't even name the OG team because you just said OG.
we got Josh, Jared, Hiapo / Avery, Giacomo, Logan, Bryce Battle. We got Bailey Baca, Mike Sawchuk, Adam Wiseman, Justin Jones, Adama Lee, BJ Armstrong, Nicholas Warner, and Josh Vasquez.
It's actually Lee Adama.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm sorry. God damn it. And I missed Kramer the second time.
You are such a dick. At least you said Adam right.
Lee Adama.
See, this
Well, and you forgot Nick. You forgot Nick Miller.
Shit.
God. Hey, Jeremy, I think this is your time to probably run.
It's the OG team. That's what I'm sticking with.
That's great. That is great. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I talked to the guy that you were talking about. He was on a podcast with me when I was doing like the rookie free agent podcast. I'm pretty sure that guy, because he said he was a part of the Nightwings at one point. Oh my, I can't remember. I've done.
I can tell you his name right here in a second, but I don't. He was a free safety for us, and then his next season he signed as an undrafted rookie wide receiver, and then for Queen City, and then he left the league after last season.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Oh shoot. I mean, he's already left. It doesn't really matter now.
Yeah.
Speaking of what matters, though, I'm perfect on the season. Again. I'm actually very nervous now, Jeremy. that I will actually miss a field goal during the playoffs, and that will cost like what happened with Cole Varner back in the day.
His name was AJ Sean, the free safety for us. Oh my God, he had 120 total tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 9 pass deflections, and 2 interceptions. What a season!
Yeah, damn, that's a lot of tackles.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, you're not gonna miss. The only way you're missing is if it's a block kick,
That's
which
true.
after 62 attempts, I'm surprised you haven't had a block kick yet.
Yeah, that's it's gotten a little dicey at some of the times, but I got it through there.
Yeah, really, the only time some of these start, I mean, there's the Alaska kicker, the Mexico City kicker, and you. The only times they have missed was because it was a blocked kick, or the game was like, yeah, we'll try a 68-yard field goal, and they just fell completely short. Both are just really random.
Wait, so
and then
I didn't know that the
Go
game
ahead.
could actually do a 68-yard field goal on Sims.
No, it wasn't. I was exaggerating.
Okay.
It was like a 50, like the farthest kick I've seen, I think, is 54 or 55, and for whatever reason, a couple seasons ago, the game had Mexico City attempt like a 57, 58-yard field goal, and he fell way short.
I think I'd hit it. At some point in my career, I'll hit it.
But then there's other kickers right now who just have missed because their stats aren't like as high as like some of the other kickers. So
are you guys, Lee and Adam, are you guys ready for next season to have your stats tracked?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something.
So, I mean,
That's something I can't wait for, because it's like this year. It's like, well, how many tackles did I have in a game? Because it's like I think I had like 4 or 5, and you just don't know.
Right.
I keep track of them each game, but I don't like write them down and then compile them like over like a weeks and like see like, oh.
Yeah, I felt bad when I've kind of I didn't fall off on doing the highlight. Oh gosh, the highlights. Jeez, that was a terrible voice crack. But I made sure to get all our highlights up to date, except for a few games because of how the quality was on the stream wise. It kept on glitching. But I've made sure I always put in everybody's play, at least one play by every single person into our highlight video that I try to upload. But I will make sure they'll be on point during the playoffs, and they'll be up the next day or whenever that game is played and put on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah, cause if you
yeah, I appreciate that a lot too.
Hey, it's no problem, man. I want the Nightwings to win the social media of the season. I want that. It's not gonna happen, but I want that.
There's a lot of people. There's like a large group of people who don't particularly enjoy my company. I don't think, and I think sometimes voting goes against us for that reason.
I mean, we saw that last year during.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw that.
I mean, I was surprised I won Coach of the Year. I was like extremely surprised.
And if you don't win Coach of the Year this year, I'll be extremely surprised again.
Well, I appreciate that, man, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, 'cause you could say whatever you want. Nobody listens to this damn podcast.
Well, 10 wins in a row is there's only 2 other teams in the history of the league who's done 3 other teams who's done something like that in the history of the league. So
well, it's going to be 11 wins. There's going to be 12 wins, and then
not 11, not 12, not 13.
Is it 14 or is it 13? The one that's the championship game.
13. Well,
13 in a row. Yeah,
13 in a row. We're winning 13 in a row. Then we're going to carry that on to next season.
14 would be the championship.
14 would be the championship.
Yeah, because we're 11-1, not 12-1.
Yeah, but we're on a 10-game win streak.
Oh, you're right. Shit, ignore me.
God, Jeremy, you have. I'm writing this on the list.
Oh shit! Now y'all right. That'd be fun.
So Jeremy, for third season, right?
As owner, yeah.
Yes.
4th season in the SFL.
Is this what you expected? I know your first season was terrible. You've already admitted that.
It was. It looks worse on paper for sure.
Oh, I bet.
There was some crazy things that happened to our team, which was unfortunate. We went 3-9, and that was pretty unfortunate. You could argue that we absolutely got APF screwed out of 2 wins, so we really should have been 5-7, sitting in the middle of the pack, which isn't bad for our first season. But we ended up losing 5. We ended up losing our last 5 games of the season, and yeah, it wasn't too pretty. But
you turned it
we
around.
also finished 1-2. We finished 4th in the league. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind.
What were you
I
trying to
was
say
looking
there?
at something else. But anyways, our first season was rough. Yeah, it was not. It was a good learning experience though, as an owner and a coach. But then it's just been all uphill from there.
Gee, shout out to Mark Miller right now, sending me 44 messages that I haven't opened yet.
That's a lot.
No, I think he sent me pictures of his stuff he's created on Maximum Football, which is an amazing game. That's not a plug to play Maximum Football, but I'm just saying it's an amazing game.
I think one thing that'll be interesting with the SFL in the future is if we do continue to stick with APF 2K, or if we move on to another sim in the future.
I see. I actually had this conversation with Mark. I don't know if that'll actually happen because of how well this game plays, and how I mean this is my second year in here. I don't know how much I can say, but it seems like the older people who've been in this league for a long time doesn't want things to change. That's just how I'm getting things, and when I talk to people about that way. If you're that person listening to right now, I'm sorry I'm saying it, and you might hate me now, but I don't care if you like me or do like me. You still listen to the podcast, which thank you. But it just, I don't know. I don't think it's ever gonna change.
I can give you my opinion on that if you'd like.
Go for it. I just give you mine.
Yeah, I mean, as an owner, when you have owner meetings and things like that, there are some of the more seasoned owners and just older owners in general who kind of like to push back against change, but that's kind of just natural with older people and people who have been into something for so long. But not all change is good, but not all change is bad either. So you kind of just got to pick your battles there. But yeah, no, we're going to be using APF for a very long time. The only way I see it changing is if one of these Maximum Footballs or whatever that other game is, if their gameplay and graphics get up to the level of APF, which they're probably still years away from being. I mean, they got a good base right now, but they still got a ways to go as far as catching up with APF, because 2K is a big company, and that's not an easy game to compete with, even if it is old. But maybe, I mean, who knows in the future, like 5 years from now, which is 10 seasons, Cam could land an incredibly large, lucrative deal, and then he can maybe have his own game created for the SFL. I mean, you never know with things. I mean, shit, I didn't know that we'd be on TV in my 4th season in the SFL. So you never know.
Yeah, 2K, if you're listening, make the SFL a game.
Yeah.
We're keeping your football franchise alive in the SFL. Make us our own game.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not like our own game, like give us the keys to unlock the game completely and let us just do whatever we want with it, and then support the league. I mean, they got the NBA 2K League, which is huge.
Yeah.
And it's like in its 2nd or 3rd season or something. I don't follow it, but I mean, like, God, if you gave us the keys to unlock that game and you gave us some like people to help Cam and the production side, I mean, you could put a complete monopoly on football sim the way they do with the NBA 2K League.
Well, first off, I would actually absolutely shit myself right now if people from 2K, the developers that were listening to this. And second, the Maximum Footballs, they have an update coming out here soon that, like in their description of the update, on one of the things they're changing is they are making the quarterback playing style, throwing ability similar to 2K8. So
nice.
So I mean that could be a chance of something actually progressing to a game that we all enjoyed. I mean, sadly, I never played any of the 2K series, which I'm debating on bringing my Xbox 360 down to my apartment and firing up either NCAA or going out to buying 2K5, which I saw at one of those Entertain Marts, a little place here. I think the game was like $5, so that's a steal.
Yes.
So I may be doing that here soon, but it'd be nice. I mean, change is always good, and if Cam get a fat check for doing something, that'd be also pretty good.
Yes, it would be. Play 2K5. It's amazing.
Do I play 2K5
Yeah.
or 2K8?
Well, 2K doesn't have a franchise mode. That's what's holding it back from me ever playing it. I never played it because it didn't have franchise mode.
Okay.
It's actually so I don't know if you guys know about the editor for 2K8. It's what we use to edit the rosters and things like that. The guy who made the editor released a 2.0 version or something, and he actually created a full franchise mode through his editor for 2K8. So now you can actually play like a multi-season franchise, and it keeps stats and all that. I have no idea how it works because I don't own the new editor. I still use the old one. But if you're ever interested in playing 2K8 and getting, they have a Discord server where people post NFL rosters they make. So like if you learn how to use the editor, you can build you can build the entire NFL and then play franchise mode through the editor for 2K8 now.
So is
It
that
has
like
a
computer based, or is that like a disc based, or like how the hell does that even work? Because that is like I don't understand any of that.
I don't
How did
know
you buy
how
the first editor?
franchise. You gotta go to the guy who makes it. He's on simheads.com, and you just contact him, and then you buy the editor from him. It was $10 then, and the way the editor works is you plug your USB into your 360. You make a save file for a roster. Then you take the USB, plug it into your computer, open the roster in the editor, and then you can change every player's name, attributes, things like that, team names, change it all. You save it, you plug it back into the Xbox, and it's all there for you in APF 2K8. Well, because I've never used the new editor, I don't know how franchise mode works like that, so I'm
Weird
not
as
too
hell.
sure, but it's there. It works. People love it too.
That's just like doing those retrospective games of like me playing or like seeing people on YouTube playing like 2K7 Major League Baseball. Which how the hell are you playing that and streaming that without a graphics card? I don't understand technology. Apparently, I'm 22 years old. I feel like I should probably get with the times.
Yeah, I fell behind.
Well, then I mean, Jeremy, you might be able to answer this question. Does Cam do this all off of 360, or is he using the emulator to do it?
No, he does 360. He has two very, very great computers, and that he streams with and does all the production stuff with, and then he runs the games on his 360. He has two 360s, I think, and he runs them both.
And we say you'd have to because I mean we usually stream 2 games at a time, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, he does it all. Does all the editing and production and streaming with his computers, and then he actually runs the games on his 360s,
So that's
all
all
through his
live.
house. Oh yeah, he produces when there's 2 games going on at once. He's producing both simultaneously.
He must have
Isn't that some crazy shit?
He's got the good ass internet, I believe.
Oh yeah. He like has the best you can possibly get as a person.
Other than whatever game that was this year, was that Baltimore or Seattle, where they lost internet in the area or power or something?
Oh yeah. That's like it's a rare occasion when the league loses power. Funny enough, I was told this story, and you can actually find it somewhere on YouTube. I don't know the game. You'd have to ask around, but Cam was like broadcasting a game or something, and like tornado sirens started going off in his neighborhood. So yeah, like he had to pause the game and like go take shelter for like 30 minutes, and people were just like sitting there waiting, talking in the chats.
Dude, that's freaky. That's funny, but that's freaky.
So things can happen, but you know, whenever Cam gets bigger, he can get his own place with a backup generator and never have to worry about that.
Well, isn't that how? But don't backup generators work? By the power has to go out, then it flips back on. So you'd already lost it right there.
I mean, like hospitals have like things where like power doesn't go out at all somehow.
That's hospitals, man. This is a house.
Hospitals are on their own power grid.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Cam will have to be really big then to get his own power.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, Jeremy, what the hell have you been eating today?
I haven't really eaten.
Hey, you need to eat, boy.
Had some waffles, I think.
Some woofles. I had a peanut butter and
Yeah.
jelly sandwich for lunch. You know what's? I mean, it doesn't suck, but I have to go to our location that we wrestle at and have to put up the ring tonight. It's gonna be fun, but I'd rather be in the ring. It's our show's tomorrow.
Wrestle somebody after it.
You know what? I think we're having practice after, so I mean, I'll go to practice and wrestle somebody. I did 3 matches last night. My first one was god awful.
How's your back?
Well, since I haven't been to wrestling in like 3 weeks, it felt really good until today.
Yeah, it's normal.
But I mean, yeah, it's normal. It's not as like what was it? A couple months ago, I was on heating pads. That sucked. Yeah. So I guess we can wrap this up and transition over to our favorite topic that we do talk about. I know for a fact this is probably the reason why we get the most listens because people fast forward it all the way to the end. Plus I put a timestamp in there so it's a lot quicker if they want to cut through all of our interesting conversation, which I highly advise you not to do that because we did say a lot of good stuff. And yeah, thanks for listening. But this is the call out section. You can call out anybody you want. It can be friendly, which I've heard people which say that the past 2 times, and I almost threw up when they were saying all that stuff. I like a little bit of heat. I like that cheap heat. I'm a wrestling fan. I like the heels. So this is your guys' time to shine on who you want to call out. It can be friendly, you can be hateful, but you know the lines. You know the lines. You can just call it anybody in the league. Has to be in the league because we won't know anybody in your real life because I mean, this is SFL baby. So, Jeremy, the floor is yours. I'll let you go first. So our boys Lee and Adam can get some thoughts going. But yeah, Jeremy, here you go.
All right, so I'm calling out one individual and then a group of individuals. Okay. First, the individual I'm calling out is Brett Favre. I sent you a message on Instagram asking if I could use your name as my backup quarterback, and you haven't gotten back to me, so I'm calling you out. Please get back to me. I'd like to use you as my backup quarterback. The group I'm calling out is I guess besides Chicago is Atlanta, Houston, and Tulsa. If you win and you're coming to Denver, just be prepared because we don't go down easy in the Mile High City. Beautiful.
I don't want Brett Favre as the backup quarterback right now because one, Pajamas has another voice crack. What is wrong with me? Pajamas has actually helped me out on kicking the field goals.
True.
Yeah, I'd be afraid Favre would just take the snap and just wing it somewhere instead of putting it down for Kramer to kick.
Hey, at least it won't be Tony Romo. That's all that matters. He'll follow
That's
that
true.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, Adam, the floor is yours. Either one.
I don't even have anybody to call out. I don't know if I've been here long enough to really have anyone get on my nerves that much.
You want to think about it? I can do mine real quick, unless Adam has his.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm going along the lines. Like I said, I'm predicting Houston to be coming to Denver on Wednesday, and so I'm calling out the entire Houston team. I'm calling out Eddie specifically. We're going to send him off to Arizona in a heartbreaking fashion.
How heartbreaking would it be? It'll be a 53-yard field goal by Moi to win the game.
And Dante Woodson, their tight end, was a guy signed week 7, just like me. So Dante, don't come over the middle. You won't finish the game.
That is perfect. All right, now, Lee, have you thought of yours yet?
Oh man, I'm calling out every wide receiver in the SFL next season. It's going to be a bad year for whoever is standing across me. Once I start progressing, it's going to be game over.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Tom Ramen. I called you out. I called you out the last podcast. You know it, and you were never in my head. I know you were never in my head. So, I mean, you know what? I made a field goal. It was 51 yards, and guess what? No one was there to actually block it because it is Las Vegas. Twice. Because of 2 games. Vice Wars won by the Denver Nightwings. I don't like saying the because of Ohio State, but I said it. Tom Ramen, you're not in my head anymore. I have nothing to think about. You are a good man. I love you. But I don't like you. And Eddie Gage. If you end up in Houston advancing to Denver, I will personally pack your bags and put an Arizona logo on your bags, and I won't purchase your flight ticket because that's too much money. But I do know I will punch and purchase my own flight ticket. Well, unless Jeremy does. Well, no, actually, I won't even purchase my own flight ticket. He'll be my Uber to the stadium for the championship game. 'Cause that's what's gonna happen. Eddie, good luck. I don't like you, but I do appreciate you.
Nice.
And Jeremy
nice.
Vega. All right, no,
What's up?
I'm done. All right, so that was the
Well, that was a lot of
section.
fun.
That was a lot of fun. Guys, I appreciate you all coming on the show. I know it's been hectic with me trying to figure out times and schedules when people can actually record and whatnot. Holy cow, we've been going for an hour and 7 minutes. It's probably going to be cut down to an hour and 5 minutes because of the blabbing beginning. But thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad we finally could all link up.
Yeah, thank you, Kramer. Thank you, guys. I hope you guys all have a good day.
You too.
You too.
And as always, when in doubt, you'll get out. Have a good one.
Bad boys, what you want?